Hi, Bec. It's nice to talk to you again. I'm doing a boot camp, and I was wondering if you could give some insights into Sourcebottle for the people who are attending. So, my first question for you is, what is Sourcebottle?
Hi, Jules. Thanks so much for having me. Look, Sourcebottle is an online platform that's free that connects storytellers, so journalists and bloggers and people that create content, with people with great stories. So sources, expert sources, businesses, PRs with lots of different clients, all with the objective being to raise their profile and get their stories published and heard.
It's a fantastic idea. I know you've got loads and loads of people on there at the moment. Can you tell me what do you think is the best way for people to respond? Because I know that some people feel that they should answer the whole thing, and they're spending a lot of time on it, and then they don't get a response from the journalist. So, what would be the best way for them to respond?
It's a great question, and I love the opportunity to really encourage people not to spend too long responding to these call outs. I think, one of the points of Sourcebottle is that it generates a lot of media opportunities, and it sends, you know, uh, two lots of however many a day. So two emails with 10 to 15 call outs a day. So you don't want people labouring too long over it, or else they get fatigued and then they unsubscribe. I mean, that's just frustrating for everybody. But
Yeah.
I understand the competition too. So you want to put together a good response. There's about 30,000 subscribers on the platform at the moment. So the competition's quite fierce. So one of the things I really encourage people to do is respond really quickly. So, you know, you get your morning alert, which comes in around 10, daylight saving time, and then your afternoon alert, which comes in at about 2 p.m.
Yep.
But it's in a very easy to skim format. So skim them, please. Read the headline, say, if that fits, yeah, that's great. And if it does fit, respond within the first hour, because that's when, journalists are expecting to sort of start receiving responses, and that's when the activity levels are high. If you wait for the deadline, you might actually miss the call out because often they get pulled before the deadline, and then I get lots of complaints about why isn't it there. So please don't miss out. So that's number one. Respond ASAP. And when you're formatting a response, please don't spend more than a few minutes on it. And this is the best way to answer any sort of call out. And Jules, I know you've had a lot of success, so you probably would be just as good answering this. Um, please, never ever respond with a sort of, if they're saying, even if they're asking for an article, or something like that that involves a lot of work for you, don't ever respond like cold like that. Don't respond without getting a commitment from them that they're interested in what you have to say. I mean, or else it's wasted effort, and
Yeah.
it breaks my heart when people do that. So don't ever do that. So respond by Nina Hendia. When I interviewed her and asked her this question, I said, what do you look for in a response? She said she wants to know, even if she's got questions there, she wants to know, or for you to paint a picture as to why you're the best person. Not what you've got to say, but why you're the right person for me
Yeah.
to talk to. So, high on her list is looking at things like credibility, experience, whether you fit with the description of whatever the prerequisites. So
Yeah.
that's number one. So respond quickly by saying, yes, I'm a dietitian with 10 years experience, and have written a book on this or whatever. But also Valerie Koo also said and made a very good point, and she's another very highly respected and successful business journalist in Australia. She basically said, show your hand. So whenever you put a response together, make sure that you state your position with respect to something. So, usually a journalist wants to show both sides of the argument. So say quite clearly what your position is. So if it was back to the nutritionist, if it was a question about sugar in the diet and whether it's should be avoided or whatever, if you're and they say I want a nutritionist with 10 years experience. Okay, so I'm a nutritionist with 10 years experience. Um, I have been treating people with diabetic diseases for the last, 5 years. In particular, I specialise in, here's my blog post on it. I think sugar is causing cancer. My best contact details are. So look, that journalist then knows, okay, so you satisfy their criteria. You are the person, the right person to speak to, but also, okay, well, I've got my person who's against sugar. Now I need to find someone pro sugar. So it just, they eliminate that. You've made their job really easy.
Yeah.
And that's the whole essence. And that should take you longer than about 3 to 5 minutes tops.
Great.
That's my suggestion. Always, always.
Great. Thank you very, very, very much for your time. That's fantastic advice. I will let everybody know, and I'll be back to you, I'm sure, with more questions at another time. Thanks so much, Bec.
No worries. Thank you. Bye-bye.